Okay, I've made my announcements. Kevin, can you give us an overview, please?
Yeah, I mean, congratulations to LSU. They certainly earned it today. A really good team that played, one of their best games all year at the right time. And, tip your cap to them. Offensively, we didn't really have an answer for them on the mound today. I think these last three games, we didn't get as much as we probably needed to out of our starters, which put a little bit too much pressure on our bullpen early in games, and we were probably playing with fire the last couple games, and obviously it got to us today. So, we had a great season. One game is not going to define, the hard work and, all the accolades that our team has gotten, both as a team and as individuals. Certainly right now it's very disappointing, but it's certainly not going to take away from the accomplishments that these guys, to my left and everybody else that's in the locker room right now. So, yeah, it's a hard pill to swallow right now, but glad we had an opportunity to come back, play for a national championship, and I would expect us to be, in the same spot next year.
Okay, we'll open up for questions now for student athletes, and Kevin will start, then Joe.
Yeah, Kevin Brockway, Gainesville Sun for BT. Jack in the first inning struck out the final two. He seemed like he was, throwing the ball really hard in a really good groove. What changed in the second inning in your mind? Did you try to get him, dial back in the visits, or what kind of unraveled there in the second for him?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Wasn't really our day all around. I think Zoe hit on that, but it just wasn't our day.
Joe.
Joe Healy, D1 Baseball, for Josh and BT, just given that you both had opportunities after last season to move on and do something else, but decided to come back, what is this run and making it back here and putting Florida back in this spot meant to you both?
It's meant the world, and I thank the Lord Jesus Christ for allowing me, and, Sully for allowing me to come back. It's meant the world to make this a memorable run. And, we worked hard all off season. We worked our butts off, all year during the season. And, it's nothing short but a blessing. And just to, be here and compete for a national championship. And, I wouldn't choose anybody else to go to war with, other than my brothers. It's a tough pill to swallow, but it's nothing but a blessing for sure.
BT?
Yeah, it was the easiest decision of my life to come back here last year. I mean, forever indebted to this program, these coaches, these players. It was seriously like a no-brainer, honestly. It's been the best years of my life, and very grateful.
Okay, next question.
Jacob Rudner, 24/7 Sports. Wyatt, for you, I mean, this is also your last time with this team. Just what did this year mean to you, and what's going through your mind?
Yeah, I mean, obviously going through my mind right now, I'm pretty disappointed, but I'm just thankful to be here. I'm thankful to have this opportunity and just to be able to play with these guys.
Okay, Kevin again.
Yeah, Kevin Brockway, Gainesville Sun. For any of the players, the foundation you guys laid, it was 5 years since you guys, got back to the College World Series. You guys make a deep run. What do you think this is going to do for the future of the program?
Anybody?
This is definitely going to inspire, the next team to work harder than we did, and especially just, try to get back here next year. I have no doubt in my mind Sully and the rest of the coaching staff are going to bring in a good group of guys, and, they're going to be just as talented, if not more talented than we were this year. And, it's just a testimony to how hard they work, how hard we worked this year, and, with our strength coach and all the coaches all around, and how we took it upon ourselves individually to come in day out and just give it our all. So, I think they're going to learn a lot from that, especially with the guys that are coming back. And, those guys are just going to push the freshmen and, the other younger guys to be right back in this position next year.
BT?
I think one thing that sticks out in my mind is, Chuck always talks about how he's practically just a gatekeeper as a coach. of this program, and it's really this program is really in the players' hands. And when you move on 10 years and you come back, it's like, do you want to see the players play as hard as you did and play the game the right way and play for the right reasons and with the right people? It's like, so when you talk about getting a program back on track, I know when I first got here, the program wasn't talked about very highly. It was in a bad place. And I think one of the things I'm most proud about is I think, this program is back to where it needs to be, not only, competing for championships, but it's made up of great people. It's made up of family men. It's made up of people that truly care about each other and play for something bigger than themselves. Number one being Jesus Christ, I think, and then number two being Florida Gators, and three is the name on their back. So I think really everybody on this team's bought into that, and anybody else that comes in this program now, I think they're going to have a pretty good understanding what they need to play for if they want to wear the F on their chest.
Wyatt?
Yeah, I mean, I think BT hit the nail on the head. I mean, I feel like this older guys kind of left a good foundation for all these younger guys, and just having this experience for those guys and knowing what to expect whenever a lot of us are gone.
Okay.
Nick Deltorre, Gators Online. Wyatt, kind of on that note, what did those guys to your left and Brandon coming back this year, what did that do to the clubhouse and the kind of leadership that they provided for you and the younger players just this season?
Yeah, it meant the world to all of us. I mean, having those fourth-year guys back that we really weren't sure they were going to come back, I mean, that meant everything to me, I know, and then I know it meant a lot to the other guys. So just having these guys and being able to play beside them meant the world to me.
We have time for one more question for the players. If not, guys, it was a great season. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Josh. Thank you. Thank you, BT. Thanks, Wyatt. Okay, questions for Sully, and we'll start with Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin Brockway, Gainesville's son. Coach, I guess I'll ask you a question similar to BT, just about Jack's first inning. He comes out, he strikes out two. He looks like he's in a really good place. And what did you see in terms of him maybe unraveling in the second, or what kind of transpired there in the inning?
I don't know. His bullpen was really good before the game. I thought our team was in a really good place. I thought BP was good, in and out was good. They were loose. He put two on the board at the bottom half of the first. Wyatt, again, hits another home run. I thought the dugout was electric. And then all of a sudden, we had 4 walks, and I think 2 hit by pitches in the first 2 2/3 innings. And, then we had to go to the pen earlier than we wanted to. And honestly, I think, after his first, I thought he was going to be dialed in. Don't really have an answer of what happened other than we lost control of the strike zone. And then, if you look at the last 3 games that we played here, we may not have gotten as much out of our starters that we probably needed to, quite honestly. So we had to go to our pen in the 5th and the 3rd, and now today the 2nd. And when you start using the same pitchers in multiple games in the same weekend, so to speak, a 3-game series, you can kind of get exposed a little bit. And I think we probably flirted with a little bit of fire with that. And knowing that today, that if that did happen where Jack kind of lost control of the strike zone and we had to go to the pen early, that was probably not going to be in our best interest, quite honestly. So there's a lot of things that kind of factor into it. But I just think that we just didn't, command, the ball as well as we should have or could have.
Okay, go back here to Victor.
Jacob Runner, 24/7 Sports. Sully, the guys who were up there with you, just what did their effort mean to you this year, especially the guys who chose to come back and could have easily gone professional after last year?
Yeah, I mean, there's some other guys that have had maybe an opportunity to be up here too, but each one of them has their own story, right? I mean, Wyatt had 4 at-bats his freshman year and he's turned himself, in my opinion, you could flip a coin between him and Dylan Cruz, and that's my honest opinion. I think they're both tremendous players. They're going to have great careers moving forward. And then you got a guy like BT who was one of the very few transfer portal guys that we've had. He's evolved into one of the best leaders human beings I know. I mean, you guys all know his story, that he's going to move on, and this is his last game. And it's very emotional for him. And then a guy like Josh has been in our program for 4 years, and you've seen him develop not only as a baseball player. You could talk about the hitting and the defense, but the maturity level. And it's like, so each one of them have their own stories. So I may have a little different perspective. I'm just as disappointed as anybody, but this will sting, obviously, when you're a competitor. But one game is not going to define the success we had in the season. That's the bottom line.
Get back here.
Darren Stoltz, Fisk West 2, Orlando. Kevin, just to go on this journey with this group, you kind of hit on it just there, but to be back here because of them, what does that mean to you?
Well, for me personally, of course, you love coming out here, but it's really about the players and the staff, and I've been here enough. I know how special this place is and how hard it is to get here. A lot of these guys, this is the first time, well, actually all of them, first time they've been here. So now they at least got a taste of it. But, yeah, it's just hard to get here. I mean, you go back and you look at, like, the regionals and how intense that was at home. We lost. We had to beat Texas Tech and beat UConn. And then we played an SEC team that was playing really good, and they finally got healthy at the end of South Carolina, and it was electric at home. And, we played Virginia, and we got to come from behind, like, played 3-1 games. It was a tough one on Saturday late, and then obviously we had the game yesterday, and then today just kind of got away from us. So, yeah, it's been quite the journey, and and I'm confident, with the players that we got coming back and the new players we got coming in, that we'll have an opportunity to come back out next year.
Okay, Matt.
Matty Ramos, White and Blue Review. Can you sum up Ty's week? He set the record for most home runs in the CWS, and just felt like every time there was a big moment, he was the one making the swing.
Yeah, it's one of those stories you tell. It'll be told next year. There'll be somebody else that starts the season as a starter that kind of struggles for whatever reason, and you just tell them to stay the course, keep working hard, keep being a good teammate. And when your opportunity does come again, you'll be ready for it. And I think that's just a really great example of what happened with Ty. It's but it's easy to tell to tell the story. But when you got somebody on your team, the other players have seen, now they can see firsthand what you're trying to tell them.
Okay, Jacob.
Jacob Renner, 24/7 Sports. We asked the players just about the foundation that they maybe have set for next year and how this kind of sets up for you guys. Just what would you say about that?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you come out to the World Series and have the run that we did, yeah, the foundation's set. And I kind of struggle with the program was in a tough spot or whatever. I mean, it's very hard to do this every year. So we go on the run for 4 years, 15 through 18. And then obviously 19 was a different year because we were younger. And then in 20, that was taken away from us because of COVID, right? And we were 16-1. And then last year it really started to pick up speed again. So it was really 19 that it was the year that we probably weren't as good as we wanted to be. It was 20 we were, but the season was shortened. Last year we hosted a regional at home when we were 6-12 in the league, and we get things going again. And then obviously this year is a different year. So, yeah, but, these guys have certainly got us back to where we need to be. And quite honestly, the expectations are to get to Omaha and play for a national championship. And, I personally love that challenge, and our players do too. And that's just the culture that we have.
Nick.
Nick Del Torre, Gators Online. Sully, just your thoughts on the fans that came out here and the way that the fans have kind of embraced not only these guys, but the whole team this year.
You talking about Florida fans? Oh, yeah, it was great. It was great. I mean, I'll never forget yesterday after the game when they started playing Tom Petty. It was really cool. I actually came out and took a video of it. But to be a part of that was awesome. And, yeah, I mean, it's not easy. I mean, the unknown if you're going to get here, and all of a sudden you're going to make plans at the last second, flights and hotels. And so I do appreciate all the fans that came out because it's not only time consuming, but it costs a lot of money to come out here too. So, I mean, But no, we certainly appreciate all the fans that came out and supported us back at home as well.
Okay, any more questions for Sully? If not, again, congratulations on
Thanks, I appreciate it.